Hey guys, welcome to Midas 101 with Jim Roese. Today we're going to go over tape return inputs. Midas consoles have two input sources to every channel. Every input channel has two input sources. The first one looks like a little microphone jack, and the bottom one looks like a cassette tape, or someone might think it looks like a weird set of brass knuckles. I don't know. Anyways, there's two sets of inputs for every channel. And when you patch your primary channels in off of your stage box, you usually use this top row right here. And what this row is this is your normal inputs. And we'll pop over to our preferences page, and you can see there are two modes, normal mode and tape return mode. We got through this by clicking on the monitor preferences button on the console twice. Puts us into our preferences page. We can get through the GUI, pretty simple from here. And on this page, you can see there's two modes. What we've done is we've loaded up channels 1 to 48 with inputs from the DL251. Well, in this patch I put in here now, what I did is on ports 5 and 6, I assigned a generic AES-50 device, which is a device that doesn't have Midas control data if you're using this as something to, say, record to or do virtual sound checks with. What we've done is we've got two streams of AES-50 going to another device or coming from another device. These two boxes, if they were coming from a recorded session, you have another set of inputs on all of your channels. If you assign another set of inputs, hypothetically off of a recorded medium that you've taken care of, we can load these inputs into the boxes directly below the inputs. Once these are loaded into it, now we have a primary input and we have a tape return input. So if you've recorded your show and you want to do a virtual sound check on a Midas, you can simply go back into the tape return mode here. If you click on tape return, although the buttons don't change color, don't ask me why, you need to click on the enable all tape returns button. You can see it changes color when I push it. Once that happens, all of your channels on your console, all of these channels, are now going to source from that bottom input on the console. It's going to grab from the bottom level of it. It's not going to grab from the top level anymore, which means now we are being sourced from this bottom row. It's as simple as that to do a virtual sound check. You can choose your top row or your bottom row. When you are in the tape return mode and you're selected from this bottom row, you have the ability, if you have a channel open, say we pick channel 1 here, that we can do a swap. And on a per channel basis, if we're in tape return mode, right now we're in the AES-51 port of that 5 device that we have chosen. If we push the little button that looks like a tape return, it switches it as an opposite source back to the DL251, which was your primary input. This is a good option if you want to have someone doing an overdub or add things into something and they want to play along with pre-recorded music through their live mics. You can do this on a per channel basis. You're not locked in your virtual sound check to the whole show coming from your computer or coming from your stage box. This doesn't work the other way around. If you're in normal mode, you can't use that button to select something off tape return. But when you are using tape returns, you can do that. There is one other small thing with the tape return mode I'd like to share with you guys. Is if you have effects returns coming into your aux returns in your console, when you bus these effects returns to these aux returns, you will need to bus everything that you sent to this top row parallel to everything to the bottom row. So if you have, say, effects 1 left is feeding this channel here, what we would need to do is we would also need to go into, say we'll grab it auto, the first two effects returns. You see they're coming back into aux returns here. These will also need to be sent to the tape return below it. And the reason you need to have this is if you're in tape return mode and you're doing a virtual sound check, your aux sends will still send signal to your effects units. But if they're not patched over to be sourced from that bottom row also, you won't hear any of your effects in your virtual sound checks. That's Midas simple basic AES-50 and patching page.